Oh, that one didn't, it wasn't stretchy enough.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Take 2. Yep, that's perfect.
Hi, welcome back to Doofus Proof. On today's video, we'll be making buffalo chicken dip. Now, this is one of our family's favorite go-to, well, we just like it. But we make it for events. For example, last week we had the Better Than Super Bowl, the FA Cup final, where Arsenal had their record-extending 14th trophy of the FA Cup, which is great. Whatever you're prepared for, whether it be the Champions League matches going on, the MLS is back tournament, which final is coming up. Of course, by the time this gets posted, it's probably already passed. There's probably no other sports to worry about. But whatever event you've got going on, this is a great meal for that, promise. I would like it at least. So it's pretty simple. It's just like these things, I think, unless there's things I'm forgetting. Throw in a couple things and make it go. So let's start. This is a controversial addition to the recipe, but I really like it. It's celery. I think it adds a nice crunch to the dish. There's some specks on it, so let's give it a quick rinse. It's probably dirt, and we do know that God made dirt and dirt don't hurt, but dirt actually can hurt, regardless of the maker. So this is a knife, very sharp. You can buy these from people who sell you things. I like to cut those ends off. I don't know why, it's probably not necessary. Also cut the leaves off, same deal, probably not necessary. It's a simple, down the middle, maybe shave a little bit more off there, and then we'll just go along, chop, chop, chop. Nothing fancy, a rough chop works just fine. These add a little extra crunch inside the smooth cheese while it's on the chip or whatever vessel you use. Important when you're cutting, look at what you're cutting. Even though you're talking to a camera and you might be tempted to look up, I don't recommend it. I wait to look up until you're not actually slicing things. And another push chop here. It's important that these pieces not be even, because otherwise people might think that it's not homemade. They'd be like,
hey, that must have come from a store because it's so uniform.
But you want to impress people and let them know that you did cool things. See how many more sticks. Do one more here and see where we are. Celery is a great vegetable. I grew up hearing that it has negative calories. I don't think that's a thing, but that's what people said. So it makes you feel good when you're eating it. That's pretty good. Cover the bottom of our pan. We have here an 8x8 pan. Nice and covered up. We'll take these scraps here and try not to get them in the dish. Throw them way over here. Next step, let's go ahead and get our seasonings pre-measured before we go over to the pan and start cooking. We're gonna go with paprika. Gets a little color, gets a little smoky flavor. They make these cool things where you can measure things with spoons. I forget what they're called, but I don't want to get one dirty. So that's about a teaspoon. So to this side, garlic powder. Go with about a little over a teaspoon there. This
It's a secret ingredient.
It's really just chicken bouillon based stuff. Chicken flavored bouillon. Gonna give a little extra chicken flavor, but also MSG because that's really good. It makes your food taste better. Why not? That's a little over a teaspoon there as well. And then we'll move over here. So now we're gonna go ahead and turn on our cooktop and get things ready. That's a bad noise. So this cooktop comes with a cool lock, which I'm sure most of these fancy countertop ones do, which is nice because once our little kid, he was probably 2 at the time, tried to burn down the house by turning it on. But we've got it going. We'll get it on a, I don't know, medium high. Ours goes from low to high, and so we'll put it on 8. We'll let our pan get a little heat. Generally, these small white pans, non-stick, they heat up pretty quickly. Unfortunately, that means they also lose their heat pretty quickly. So we'll get that going. First thing going in there is our chicken. We'll get that warmed up. So what we're using here is canned chicken. Certainly you've got many options when making buffalo chicken dip. You can get chickens from Buffalo. I imagine there's chicken growers in Buffalo, New York. We went to Costco and got this canned stuff. You could also just buy pre-shredded rotisserie chicken, cook your own chicken if you want. This is just really easy. And well, we'll get this in here, kind of mush it up a little bit. We don't want to break it up too finely, but we do want it in smaller chunks here. We have our pre-made spice mixture here to season the chicken while it's heating up. That's probably good. Stir that around until we start to smell it and it gets a little fragrant. That seasoning's heating up. A little bit of oil in the chicken exposing itself. Well, that was inappropriate. A little oil in the chicken coming out, rendering out. That's more cookie. You say things like exposing themselves, then maybe this won't be for kids anymore. While that's going, we'll go ahead and get our sauce measured up. What we have here is Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Sauce. Now, I'm not sure if this is a sauce for buffaloes or if it's a sauce made by buffaloes. I did not realize they had that kind of skill and ability to make a sauce, but I don't know. But that's what we're going with today. You can use any brand. You can make your own, I guess, if you wanted to. You just need vinegar, pepper, salt, water, a little oil, paprika, xanthan gum, natural butter type flavor. I don't know what butter type flavor is, but it sounds good. And garlic powder. But you can make your own or just easy to buy this at the store. We're going with about half a cup here-ish. Give a little swoosh to measuring cup here. Make a little mess on the cooktop. Someone's got to clean up something. Give it a little stir and get this sauce all mixed in with our chicken. Next stop. The next thing we'll be adding is ranch dressing. Hidden Valley Ranch really is the main bottled ranch if you're gonna get ranch. I guess Kraft makes it too, but why would you buy that when you can buy Hidden Valley? You could make your own. A little mayonnaise, sour cream, some spices if that's what you're inclined to do. But for this type of preparation, I almost think that just buying store-bought is best. If for no other reason than because you're putting so many other things and have so many other flavors in there, making your own seems kind of wasteful. But I'll get covered up anyway. Stir this in, get a nice homogeneous light orange color is what we're going for here. Homogeneous? That's a good question. It's bubbling, that's what we like to see, so that means we're ready for the next step, which is a block, or 8 ounces maybe? It's a block of cream cheese. If your cream cheese comes in some other measurement, well, that's on you. But this is what I use. We'll break it up a little bit, try and get our sauce on top of it to try and get it to melt a little bit. Trying to get it as melty and incorporated as possible, so we'll have a nice creamy consistency or texture. We call that contexture all the way through. I'd say if there's one part about making this dish that I hate the most, it's this part, trying to get it all smoothed out. And one way I could have fixed that is to soften my cream cheese ahead of time. But as we've said in other videos, I don't always remember to do stuff like making stuff ahead of time. Generally when I make this, it's not well planned out, so I haven't softened the cream cheese. So we're playing this game, heating it up, trying to get it to go in there, but that's fine because this extra time we're taking to heat it up also lets us take a little bit of the moisture from the buffalo sauce and reduce it down a little bit, make that flavor a little bit more compact. And it's a stirring, smearing motion. Seems like smear is often mentioned in our videos, but that's what we're doing here. Sort of smearing it against, pushing down against the bottom of the pan as we stir around. You know you're still working when you keep getting that change in yellow color. Let's turn our heat down a little bit. We're going to 5. We'll call that medium heat, moderate heat. Middle heat would be like Middle Earth, which maybe this is the lava. No, don't throw the ring, Frodo. Or I guess do throw the ring. Depends on who you are. Spoiler alert. Let's say that beforehand. Sorry. We're almost there. That looks pretty good. I think we've got most of the bubbles there. Most of the cream cheese incorporated. Next up is the most precise part of this whole thing. Pause for beeping. Our oven is now preheated. All right. We're gonna grab our cheese here. Home shredded Colby Jack cheese. I don't know if you can appreciate that, but that's about half a cup. Mix it in there. Start with half a cup and see where that takes us. What we're looking for now is for this to start binding together and be a little more sticky as the cheese melts in. So you start to see a little stretch. Loopiness? I wonder if loopiness is one of those words you shouldn't say on a cooking show. Maybe that's not appetizing. I think just a skosh more. I think we were a little short of half a cup anyway. So I'm gonna add what I think will take us up to that half cup here. All right, I think we're there. You can see we pull through and it leaves a nice streak in the bottom of the pan. Sometimes on cooking shows they demonstrate that and they say that's important. So we'll do that too. As you can see, it coats the back of our spoon. No, it doesn't really coat anything. This is like Moses. Let me through! Turn our heat off. We have our pre-celery pan here. And then we'll just give this a dumperoonie, which I should have done the other way like this so you could see it better. But you know what they say, you get what you pay for. All right, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and mix this in together. Never mind this blazing hotness that you're stirring over because you want to get the right camera angle. Yeah, we'll just do it anyway. Get it so your celery is nice and incorporated so that every bite you get, you'll get a nice pop of celery. Really like it. It's celery. I think it adds a nice crunch to the dish. So you get 2 different types of crunch, because generally this is eaten with chips. But this way you could also not eat it with a chip, and sometimes just use a fork if you wanted, and you'll still get a little crunch in there. Sort of smooth out the top as best we can. There are people that are better at that part than me, but oh well. And then the last little part here is to cover it with cheese, which will be about another 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup, whatever it takes to cover your pan. You know, obviously you could have done this in a 9x13 instead of a 8-inch pan. I actually don't know that either of those are real measurements, but a pan that was about twice this big, and it would have been half as deep. And some people would prefer that. There's different things you look for, the texture of the cheese on top versus the dip in the middle, the gooey, is that a good word? I don't know. But nice and covered. And eventually you just have to stop even though you feel that there's more holes to fill. Okay, we'll go pop this in our oven at 350 degrees after putting a little foil on top of it, which I should have pulled out before. But that's what we'll do, and then we'll put it in the oven for 15 minutes at 350 degrees with the foil on top, and we'll go to that point. All right, so our timer just went off. Let's see what we're looking at. Yep, it's a pan in an oven with metal on top. So we'll grab our oven mitt and we'll try and slide this out of the oven without flinging it out completely. We appear to be on a bit of an incline. That's what we're looking at, looking really good. For this last little bit, we're gonna take it and move it to the top rack. We're gonna close the oven, switch it up to broil, and give that about 5 minutes at broil. We're gonna tell our oven to do what we tell it to do and not whatever it feels like doing. There we go. I said there we go. The more beeps you get, the better it is, because that means that you and your oven are good friends. Communication is the key to any relationship. And we'll check back with this in a few minutes and see what it looks like. So as you can see, we're not done with our timer, but that's okay, because I started to smell it. So we're gonna turn it off and take it out now. And hopefully that it's not too late. And that's what we got now. Gorgeous brown crust on top to give another type of texture to this smooth but crunchy, crispy dip. So we're gonna let this cool on the counter for a little bit and then break into it. So here we have the finished product. We're choosing to serve it with Fritos scoops. You can serve it with anything you want, really, even just a fork. It's that good. We do know some people that like to serve it with tortilla chips, and while that's fine, that's basically what a Frito is. You lose some of the extra ability to scoop this dip, and so I think these are the way to go. So let's break into it and see what the finished product looks like. Scoops are really good at scooping. So that's what we're gonna do. Get through the top layer of cheese there. That was perfect. You get a chew from that top level of the cheese. You get some cream from that middle filling, the crunch of the chip, the crunch of the celery. It really is the perfect bite. The perfect dip. Easy. You can make it a day ahead of time and then just throw it in the oven when you're ready to go to your big party. Like I said, whatever soccer or football match you're ready to watch, whether it be the World Cup final, the Champions League final, the FA Cup final, whatever it is, this is what you need to be making. And if you like other sports, that's probably fine too. Well, thanks for joining us today on Doofus Proof. I hope this is something you can take into your life and make it better. And if not, we'll find something else to watch. Have a good one.